He returned home, pretending broken and helpless. The wheelchair became his quiet measuring tool. Love would reveal itself without asking questions. Silence answered him before anyone else. The house felt colder than remembered. Before trust cracked quietly without dramatic sound. His plan started weeks before this moment. Doubt had been growing inside him daily. He watched her change slowly over time. Laughter faded, replaced by constant distractions. Late nights became normal without explanations. Excuses piled higher than honest conversations. He questioned motives behind every gentle touch. Money blurred lines between affection and convenience. He needed truth more than comfort now, so he designed a careful, painful test. A staged accident planned with absolute precision. Only one man knew the entire truth. The driver remained loyal beyond simple employment. Years of service built silent, unbreakable trust. The crash looked real enough for strangers. Sirens, lights, confusion played their expected roles. Doctors followed scripts written before arrival. The diagnosis sounded permanent and devastating. He watched reactions from behind, practiced stillness. Her face showed shock without real fear. Concern appeared, shallow, rehearsed, and temporary. She checked her phone. More than him promises sounded, empty, floating, without conviction. He noticed everything while pretending immobile. Returning home felt like entering hostile territory. The mansion echoed with unfamiliar emotional distance. Every room waited silently for reactions. The front door opened to unexpected honesty. The housekeeper ran forward, unable to hide tears. Her grief was immediate, raw, and sincere. She treated him like family, not obligation. Kneeling beside him, she cried uncontrollably. He felt shame mixed with quiet gratitude. This reaction pierced deeper than any betrayal. He looked toward the woman he loved. She stood back, arms crossed, observing cautiously. Her sigh carried annoyance instead of relief. She walked away without offering real comfort. The contrast could not be ignored anymore. Ramps, buttons, adjustments filled the house. His new reality required constant, visible support. The housekeeper learned every need instinctively. She anticipated problems before he spoke water. Blankets' warmth appeared without requests. Care flowed naturally without expectation of reward. The other woman appeared only when convenient kisses felt brief, distant, and obligatory excuses followed quickly after minimal affection. Social media calls mattered more than presence. Nights passed with him alone. Downstairs, the housekeeper checked quietly before sleeping. She covered his legs without waking him. That silent gesture carried genuine compassion. Upstairs, messages arrived instead of actual visits, encouragement typed without emotional investment. He replied politely, maintaining the performance evidence gathered slowly through patient observation. The driver documented movements, calls, and meetings. Photos revealed secrets hiding in plain sight. Laughter shared elsewhere while he waited. Each discovery hardened his resolve further. Pain became fuel rather than weakness. One afternoon, truth spoke too loudly. He overheard her speaking carelessly nearby. She complained about pretending concern. Daily she resented caring for a broken man. Those words burned deeper than betrayal. The housekeeper arrived with warm, homemade food. She noticed tension but asked nothing. Her respect gave space without abandoning him. He ate slowly, pretending physical difficulty. She waited nearby just in case. Loyalty showed itself through simple patience. He realized where true strength lived that night. Determination replaced lingering doubt. He would let the lie continue longer. The truth deserved full, undeniable exposure. The house grew quieter each passing day. The woman avoided shared spaces deliberately. She moved through rooms like temporary guest. Minimal words exchanged carried no warmth. The housekeeper remained steady, consistent, and kind. She kept routines grounding the unstable environment. Breakfast arrived, prepared exactly how he liked. No praise expected, no recognition sought. He watched patterns repeat with clarity. Affection performed only when witnesses existed. Private moments revealed complete emotional absence. His patience became his strongest weapon. He continued playing the role convincingly. Sympathy from outsiders strengthened her false image. Inside the house, truth rotted quietly one night. The car left unusually late. He contacted the driver with calm urgency. Follow quietly, report everything, nothing else. Morning confirmed, fears through undeniable images. Another man occupied. Her secret night smiles captured where loyalty should have lived. He stored evidence without emotional reaction. The performance demanded discipline over impulse. Meanwhile, kindness filled spaces she abandoned. The housekeeper adjusted pillows, lights, and silence. She noticed moods without asking intrusive questions. Her presence grounded him during long nights. Trust shifted naturally without spoken agreement. He no longer questioned who truly cared. Conversations overheard removed remaining illusions. She mocked his condition without remorse. She planned escape, believing him powerless. That assumption sealed her eventual downfall. The housekeeper sensed danger without full context. She began quietly observing unusual behaviors. Notes, times, and details recorded discreetly, not from curiosity but protective instinct. The house itself felt like witness. Walls held secrets waiting for release. He waited carefully for the right moment. Russian would weaken, the truth revealed. He needed undeniable proof. Public and final. The driver remained unwavering in loyalty. Years of service proved their worth. Now, trust built over time outlasted deception. He pretended, growing weaker each day. Dependence encouraged her careless confidence. She pushed documents with false concern attached. He delayed signing with practiced hesitation. Frustration flashed briefly behind her smile. Pressure increased, disguised as loving guidance. The housekeeper noticed tension rising sharply. She felt something dark approaching quickly. Her concern deepened into quiet resolve. She chose loyalty over personal safety. Silence became preparation rather than fear. Every role moved toward final confrontation. He remained calm inside, calculated outside. The truth waited patiently behind closed doors. Deception always grows louder before collapse. He prepared for exposure, not revenge. Justice required clarity, not uncontrolled anger. The stage was nearly completely set. Masks would fall under bright light. The housekeeper unknowingly became key witness. Compassion placed her firmly on truth's side. He respected her without ever saying the coming days would change everything. Relationships, money, power, all tested publicly. He accepted consequences regardless of pain. Truth mattered more than preserving illusions. The performance demanded absolute emotional restraint. He committed fully without second thoughts. Betrayal loses power when clearly exposed. He waited, watching silence do its work. The house held its breath. Nightly storm clouds gathered without making noise. Everyone believed they controlled the situation. Only one man knew the ending. Patience sharpened the blade of justice. He planned to end deception cleanly. No shouting, no violence, only truth. The lie had grown comfortable. Careless comfort always precedes catastrophic mistakes. He would let them make one. The housekeeper locked doors each night. Protection extended beyond written responsibilities. She guarded more than physical property. She guarded a human being. Quietly he noticed and never forgot. Trust once broken, reformed, elsewhere lines were drawn. Without confrontation, yet the test continued toward inevitable revelation. Nothing would stop the unfolding truth. Every detail aligned toward exposure. Soon the house waited for reckoning. Patiently morning would bring irreversible change. Morning arrived, carrying tension. Nobody acknowledged. He maintained weakness carefully before observers. She rushed past, offering minimal forced concern. The housekeeper prepared breakfast with quiet care. Her eyes searched his face, worried. He reassured gently without revealing truth. The driver monitored cameras and entrances silently. Movements inside the house felt rehearsed. She treated routines like temporary inconvenience. He noted impatience leaking through polite tone. Documents appeared again, disguised as necessities. She explained benefits with rehearsed sweetness. He asked questions, pretending mental fog. Frustration flickered, then vanished. Behind smiles, the housekeeper overheard hushed hallway conversations. Names, dates, and plans whispered carelessly. She began recording details in memory. Fear mixed with responsibility inside. Her loyalty outweighed personal comfort or safety. Late nights returned with louder absences. The car exited garage. After midnight, he alerted the driver with single message. Follow, observe, document, return immediately. Hours later, confirmation arrived without surprises. Another secret meeting, another shared laugh. Evidence grew heavy with undeniable patterns. He remained composed, storing proof methodically. The housekeeper noticed his silent resolve. She asked gently if he needed. He thanked her without explanation, yet trust strengthened without formal agreement. The house itself felt complicit watching. She complained openly about carrying burdens. Her words lacked empathy or shame. He heard everything through open door. Anger rose, then settled under control. He refused to break character. Prematurely, timing mattered more than emotional release. The driver expanded surveillance quietly, efficiently. Financial movements triggered subtle, internal alarms. She scheduled meetings without his awareness. Lawyers appeared unexpectedly with friendly smiles. He pretended confusion, needing extra time. The housekeeper sensed manipulation escalating. She documented changes in routine. Meticulously small details painted a dangerous picture. He realized the scheme reached deeper. This was no simple affair anymore. Assets, reputation, freedom, all threatened quietly. He prepared legal counsel behind scenes trusted. Advisors reviewed documents confidentially. Their verdict confirmed his worst fears. Total control, hidden beneath harmless language signing, would erase his entire life. He delayed again, citing health concerns. Pressure increased, masked as loving urgency. She played victim, patience, wearing thin. The housekeeper heard contempt in private calls. Mockery replaced any remaining pretense. She felt compelled to warn him. Fear trembled through her careful voice. He listened without interrupting, calmly. Her information matched collected evidence precisely, another piece locked into place. He thanked her sincerely for courage. She felt relief, mixed with dread. Crossing this line meant consequences. He promised protection without empty assurances. The driver coordinated with security discreetly. Cameras repositioned, covering critical areas. Motion sensors tested silently overnight. The house became controlled observation zone. She grew more reckless, sensing victory. Discussions about selling property surfaced casually. He asked questions, exposing underlying intentions. She dismissed concerns with patronizing tone. Respect had vanished completely by now. The housekeeper endured public humiliation quietly. He witnessed cruelty directed toward loyalty. That moment sealed his final resolve. No mercy would accompany revealed truth. Justice required complete transparency publicly. He planned an end impossible to deny. Invitations drafted under false celebration premise. A gathering would draw all players. She embraced idea, eager for attention. The housekeeper assisted logistics without knowing. The driver handled invitations, and security lawyers confirmed legal readiness thoroughly. Evidence compiled, organized, and timed. She continued acting devoted for outsiders' public affection. Contrasted private indifference. Sharply he allowed illusion to strengthen unchecked. Confidence breeds mistakes. Arrogance reveals guilt. The housekeeper watched, pretending ignorance carefully. Her role shifted from observer to ally. She recorded a crucial conversation accidentally. It confirmed plans to strip everything. Words like incapacitated conservatorship mentioned casually. Her blood ran cold. Hearing intentions, she reported immediately, hands shaking. He absorbed information with grim calm. The plan adjusted, accounting for acceleration, legal evaluations, scheduled discreetly, quickly. Professionals confirmed his full competence. Safeguards erected against further manipulation. She sensed control slipping unexpectedly. Anxiety surfaced beneath her confident mask. She pushed harder, risking exposure. He responded passively, encouraging overreach. The driver intercepted suspicious visitor. Quietly, meetings recorded from safe distance. The net tightened without her noticing. The housekeeper felt weight of secrecy. Sleepless nights tested her resolve. She stayed strong, anchored by integrity. He respected her more each day. Trust built through shared silent missions. She overheard final decisive confession. Plans to flee, money secured, discussed. She chose to act despite fear, evidence captured with hidden device. She delivered it with shaking hands. He thanked her eyes, resolute. That recording changed everything. Permanently, the countdown toward exposure accelerated. He prepared mentally for confrontation. Not revenge, but restoration. Motivated him. The house felt charged with anticipation. Silence thickened before coming storm. She sensed danger, yet pressed forward. Confidence blinded her to looming collapse. He waited, letting arrogance finish work. The driver coordinated final security protocols. Lois confirmed readiness for public reveal. The housekeeper steadied herself emotionally. She understood risks, but accepted them. Loyalty sometimes demands uncomfortable bravery. The stage lights prepared, Metaphorically speaking, Truth waited patiently. Behind collected evidence, he rehearsed calm words. Privately, no shouting, no insults, only facts. Facts would dismantle every lie. She remained unaware, smiling confidently. Invitations confirmed attendance by all, including those who enabled deception. He checked recordings one final time. Every detail aligned perfectly. The housekeeper secured backups redundantly. Nothing would erase truth anymore. He slept little but peacefully. Acceptance replaced the lingering emotional chaos. The performance neared its final act tomorrow would change multiple lives forever. He remained steady, resolved, and focused. Fear no longer guided his actions. Justice replaced confusion within his heart. The house waited for truth. Unveiling walls prepared to echo revelations. She packed bags, believing victory imminent, he noticed, without reacting deliberately. Arrogance blinded her completely. Now the driver positioned security, discreetly, all exits monitored, carefully, overnight. The housekeeper locked doors with purpose. Everyone played their part, unknowingly. Only truth knew the real ending. Dawn approached, carrying irreversible consequences. He welcomed it without hesitation. Lies crumble, fast as under bright light. The trap closed quietly without resistance. She stepped forward, unaware of snare. Allies stood ready behind silence. Evidence waited patiently for witnesses. Justice required audience to truly land. He accepted responsibility for fallout. Truth costs something always, worth paying. Morning promised an unmasking moment. The house held collective breath. The final act stood prepared. The day unfolded under perfect clear skies. He stayed composed, playing weakness. Convincingly, she moved confidently, believing control. Secured preparations filled the house with false cheer. Decorations arrived. Music, tested lights, adjusted. Guests would soon witness the truth. She rehearsed smiles, practicing devoted partner role. He observed, quietly noting every careless move. The housekeeper assisted maintaining calm exterior. Inside her nerves vibrated with tension. The driver coordinated final security checkpoints. Cameras streamed flawlessly across hidden monitors, evidence folders, duplicated, stored in multiple locations. Lawyers waited on standby, nearby discreetly. Invitations guaranteed necessary witnesses, attendance. She welcomed guests with practiced elegance. Compliments fueled her misplaced confidence further. He greeted arrivals from wheelchair. Politely, sympathy poured, reinforcing her false narrative. She soaked attention, thriving on admiration. The housekeeper watched expressions carefully. Guilt surfaced subtly in shifting glances. The driver signaled all systems operational. Music softened, creating celebratory illusion. Drinks flowed, laughter echoed across poolside. She leaned close, whispering affectionate lies. He responded gently, maintaining public illusion. The performance reached convincing perfection. Guests relaxed, unaware of coming storm. The house felt like theater stage. He waited patiently, counting internal beats. Timing mattered more than emotional relief. The lawyer arrived, blending among guests. She greeted him nervously, masking concern. He noticed brief, exchanged, knowing looks. The housekeeper felt dread tighten chest. The driver confirmed law enforcement nearby. He nodded subtly, acknowledging readiness. The host was called forward, smiling. Applause rose warm and unsuspecting. He thanked everyone for support, calmly. His voice steady despite racing heart. Gratitude masked sharpened purpose underneath. He spoke of survival and reflection, words chosen carefully to lower defenses. She watched proudly, believing victory secured. He paused, letting silence stretch deliberately. Attention sharpened across gathered crowd. He introduced a special presentation. The screen illuminated, cutting through twilight. First images appeared, gentle and harmless. Laughter rippled briefly through audience. Then scenes shifted, exposing hidden meetings. Whispers spread, confusion, replacing cheer. Her smile faltered, eyes widening. Suddenly, footage continued, revealing undeniable patterns. Audio played, voices, unmistakably clear, plans, spoken without shame or restraint. The crowd froze, absorbing shocking truth. She stepped backward, breath shallow, trembling. He remained silent, letting evidence speak. Faces turned, disbelief spreading rapidly. The lawyer attempted discreet retreat, unsuccessfully. Security blocked exits calmly, efficiently. The housekeeper stood firm beside stage. Tears welled, but resolve held strong. The driver watched, alert, ready. Footage reached final decisive recording. Laughter replaced by gasps. Her voice mocked loyalty and weakness. The illusion shattered completely beyond repair. He stood slowly, rising from wheelchair. Shock rippled through gathered witnesses. He straightened fully, standing unassisted. Silence crashed heavy. In absolute, she stared frozen, unable to speak. He met her eyes, unwavering calm. He spoke truth without raised voice. Betrayal, manipulation, greed, exposed publicly. He named facts without personal insults. Evidence backed every spoken word. She attempted denial, words tangled uselessly. The crowd shifted, distancing themselves. Instinctively, the lawyer protested, claiming misunderstanding. Weakly, law enforcement stepped forward, displaying badges. Formal words replaced celebration atmosphere. Rights read, consequences explained. Clearly, she collapsed inward. Composure fully gone. He felt no triumph, only closure. Justice unfolded methodically, without spectacle. The housekeeper watched, weight lifting slowly. Validation washed through her trembling hand. She had chosen right, despite fear. The driver maintained professional distance. Silently, guests murmured, shock, sympathy, understanding. Some avoided eye contact, embarrassed. Others nodded, respecting composed resolve. The performance ended, revealing authentic strength. He thanked everyone for witnessing truth. No further explanation offered or needed. She was escorted away. Eyes lowered. The lawyer followed, restrained expression blank. Sirens echoed faintly outside gates. Night air felt lighter afterward. Music faded, leaving raw silence. Guests departed quietly. Conversation subdued. The house emptied slower than usual. He remained standing, absorbing aftermath. The housekeeper approached carefully, offering support. He thanked her with sincere nod. The driver confirmed procedures completed successfully. Legal counsel departed, preparing next steps. The stage dismantled, leaving bare reality. He felt exhaustion settle into bones, relief mixed with deep, lingering sadness. Truth achieved did not erase pain, but it restored control and dignity. The housekeeper brought water silently. She stayed nearby without pressing words. Presence mattered more than comfort phrases. He sat, finally, no longer acting. The wheelchair, now symbolized deception, ended. He moved it aside deliberately. The house breathed differently afterward. Walls released. Tension held for weeks. Night stretched, calm and reflective. He walked alone through familiar rooms. Memories replayed with new understanding. Love once believed, now redefined. Trust relocated toward proven loyalty. The housekeeper cleaned quietly, restoring order. Routine resumed. Grounding shattered emotions. The driver secured gates. Final checks, safety restored both physical and emotional. He stood on balcony, breathing deeply. Stars appeared, indifferent and steady. Life continued beyond betrayal narrative. He felt free without pretending. Now consequences would unfold legally soon. He accepted responsibility for next steps. Revenge had no place here. Only truth and forward movement remained. The housekeeper joined briefly, asking nothing, shared silence, acknowledged shared journey. He thanked her again. Sincerely she nodded, understanding without words. Trust forged through action endures. The driver checked in, awaiting instruction. He told him rest. Now everyone needed recovery time tonight. Lights dimmed gradually across house night. Reclaimed spaces once crowded. He lay awake, processing everything. Emotions surfaced, now safely released. Grief, anger, relief, tangled together. He allowed them without resistance. Healing required honesty, patience, time. Tomorrow would bring practical consequences. Courts, paperwork, explanations, public scrutiny. He felt ready to face all the truth already carried him through. The housekeeper locked final door. Security systems armed quietly. The house rested. After ordeal, he closed eyes, breathing evenly. Sleep came slowly but sincerely. The lie had fully ended. Dawn would mark new beginning. Strength came from clarity earned. He no longer feared exposure. Silence now felt peaceful, not threatening. The storm had finally passed. Calm followed honest confrontation. Always. The house stood witness to justice. Lives altered, past forever. Changed, he accepted. Solitude without bitterness. Integrity proved stronger than manipulation. The night ended without regret. Morning promised steady rebuilding ahead. Morning arrived quieter than any before. He woke without dread pressing chest. Sunlight entered freely through open windows. Housekeeper prepared breakfast with gentle normalcy. No performance required, no pretending anymore. He walked freely through familiar hallways. Each step felt intentionally grounded. The mention no longer felt like trap. Silence now offered rest instead. Suspicion. The driver arrived, reporting overnight updates calmly. Legal processes advanced, exactly as expected. Arrests, filings, statements moved forward efficiently. Consequences followed truth without emotional interference. He listened, nodded, and thanked him. Trust rewarded itself through loyal consistency. News spread quickly beyond controlled circles. Headlines focused on deception, finally exposed. Speculation followed, but truth stayed intact. He avoided interviews, refusing public spectacle. Justice did not require personal explanation. The housekeeper watched media quietly. Concerned, he reassured her. Safety remained priority. Gratitude replaced fear within her posture. She had chosen courage without expectation. That mattered more than recognition. Ever lawyers handled noise beyond the gates. He focused inward, rebuilding emotional stability. Routine returned slowly, grounding scattered thoughts. Morning walks, evening reading, honest rest. The house breathed again, without tension. Rooms felt open, without hidden agendas. Memories still surfaced, but differently. Now pain acknowledged, without controlling. Present decisions he accepted. Healing would take time, not everything resolves immediately after truth. He allowed sadness without judging himself. Strength showed through patience, not avoidance. The housekeeper remained steady, supportive, unobtrusive. She never asked for more responsibility. He offered it naturally, recognizing integrity. Trust built quietly through consistent actions. The driver continued duties without spotlight. Loyalty rewarded through continued respect. Business partners reached out cautiously. Supportive, he addressed them honestly, without embellishment. Companies stabilized. Confidence returned gradually. Leadership required transparency, earned painfully. He embraced humility without surrendering authority. Growth followed, hardship more than success. He noticed himself breathing easier daily. Nightmares faded, replaced by restful sleep. The housekeeper noticed improvement, smiled softly, shared meals, felt normal. Again, conversation returned without hidden tension. He asked about her family. Genuinely, she answered, surprised but appreciative. Respect replaced hierarchy in small ways. The house felt human, not staged. Legal updates arrived confirming solid cases. Charges expanded based on collected evidence. He felt no satisfaction, only closure. Justice served protects future unseen victims. That mattered more than personal vindication. He wrote letters, closing unfinished chapters. Some sent, some left unsent. Letting go sometimes means quiet acceptance. The housekeeper received community attention. Briefly, she declined interviews, valuing privacy. He supported her decision. Fully integrity does not seek applause. Days passed without unexpected disruptions. Stability rebuilt piece by piece. Trust redefined through observed behavior. He learned to listen beyond words. Silence can reveal truths gently. He no longer feared being alone. Solitude offered reflection, not abandonment. The house transformed into safe space. Objects lost emotional weight over time. Rooms held memories without control. He donated unused belongings thoughtfully. Clearing space mirrored inner reorganization. The housekeeper assisted without sentimental pressure. Change felt purposeful, not reactionary. He resumed hobbies, long neglected photography, walks, journaling, thoughtful reading. Creativity returned, once fear released. Expression replaced constant vigilance. He stopped monitoring every detail. Peace arrived without needing validation. Friendships filtered naturally after exposure. Some disappeared, others proved real. He accepted both outcomes. Calmly, life simplifies after hard truths. The driver shared coffee conversation casually. Normalcy returned through simple routines. He thanked him again sincerely. Gratitude expressed strengthens loyal bonds. Evenings passed without hidden dread. Nights carried rest. Instead, anticipation. He slept deeply for first-time dreams. No longer replayed betrayal. Endlessly healing progressed, quietly without announcement. The housekeeper noticed and felt relief. Her courage had mattered profoundly. He ensured her future security, respectfully, not charity, but deserved acknowledgement she accepted with quiet dignity. Mutual respect defined their continued roles. The house settled into honest rhythm. No lies echoed within walls. Truth remained present without shouting. He learned strength, lives in clarity, performance ends, truth endures quietly. Time moved forward without dragging weight. He planned future with grounded perspective. Trust rebuilt slowly without desperation. He refused to rush emotional decisions. Lessons learned remained firmly internalized. The past lost its controlling grip. He focused on present, intentional living. The housekeeper resumed humming during chores, a sign of peace returning. He smiled, noticing simple joy. Healing shows through ordinary moments, not dramatic gestures or speeches. Justice does not require cruelty. Only truth, patience, and resolve. He closed old files, physically, mentally. Chapters began without ceremony. The house witnessed transformation, quietly. Waltz now held honesty instead secrets. He felt grounded, fully present. No masks remained anywhere inside. Accountability restored balance to his life. He accepted scars without resentment. Experience strengthened discernment permanently. Trust given carefully remains powerful. He valued consistency over charm. Now the housekeeper exemplified that lesson daily. He acknowledged it, privately, respectfully. Silence shared can be healing. Time continued without demanding attention. He embraced slow progress gratefully. Closure arrived without final confrontation. Truth had already done its work. He stood alone yet supported. Strength does not always look loud. The house stood calm, resilient. Lessons embedded deep would endure. He chose integrity over comfort. Always that choice reshaped everything ahead. Peace settled, gradually, authentically, earned. No one could take it. He looked toward future. Steady, not naive, but no longer guarded. Trust, rebuilt through proven actions. He accepted life without illusions. Truth replaced fear completely now. The house reflected inner alignment. Morning light felt different. Brighter. He welcomed days without suspicion. The journey had reshaped him. Growth followed pain inevitably. He closed eyes, breathing calmly, content with honest survival. Achieved. The story reached its quiet end. Not triumph, but clarity prevailed. Integrity stood when illusions collapsed. He walked forward. Unburdened truth carried him through darkness. Silence no longer frightened him. The house rested in peace. Justice served lessons learned deeply. Healing continued beyond this chapter. Strength came from seeing clearly. Trust now held real, meaning life resumed without performance. This ending belonged to truth. Subscribe to Hidden Tale Stories.